Hi YouTube, and welcome to Digital Tech. You're watching the first review in the world on 8BitDo Ultimate 2 wireless controller on WUCHANG edition. As you can see, the box is still sealed. I didn't open the box yet. I've been using this version for around a month and I've done all the tests already and I'm gonna compare them together. But spoiler alert, they're exactly the same internally. So they're only different on the outside. But anyway, all the tests are done for this controller, but I'm gonna test this one anyway and I will let you know whether they are the same or maybe there's some difference inside. These controllers were sent to me for review, but the opinions on this review are 100% my own. I haven't been paid to say or not to say anything about it. 8BitDo doesn't get an early preview and they'll see this video at the same time as you will. First of all, let's have a look at the box. It says 8BitDo Ultimate 2 wireless controller, WUCHANG, compatible with Windows and Android, and comes with a charging dock. Also here we can see the name of the studios that made the game, and all the information on the back of the controller is exactly the same. So let's open it up because I'm really excited to see what's inside and how it looks in real life. And here it is, boys, the first look at WUCHANG Edition 8BitDo Ultimate 2. Here's the look at the charging dock. This print is very high quality. As usual, inside we can find the paper and the dongle, which is the same color as the controller and the charging station itself. Exactly the same as usual Ultimate 2, which comes with USB-C. Here's the usual paper, not interesting, and the cable is the usual black cable coming with the Ultimate 2. So there is no special cable, usual USB-A to USB-C. And it's very short also because it's only meant to be used for charging. And finally, the controller itself. Yeah, I have to say, this looks even more beautiful than on the pictures and the videos. And I really love that they use the same color for A, B, X, Y buttons, because on the usual they use different colors for buttons and I'm not really a big fan of this. Yeah man, this controller is beautiful. As you can see, triggers and bumpers more of a dark gray color than black, and I personally really like it. Design wise, I really like this controller. Wow, trigger stops are yellow. Nice attention to details. And let's turn it on. By default, LED rings set to fire rings, which matches the WUCHANG thing perfectly in my opinion. One thing I have to mention that the faceplate and the backplate are a different color, but the colors themselves are really close to each other, so it's not a big problem for me. Now let's talk about the controller itself. First of all, this controller costs $65 including the dock. It weighs 245 grams, almost the same as a black version. For some reason it's 1 gram lighter. Regarding the materials used in this controller, it's made of plastic, but this plastic feels really expensive in your hands. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And if you never had 8BitDo controller in your hands, I should say this controller feels extremely comfortable. The only problem for me is my hands are a little bit on a bigger side, and over time I get tired of using this controller, but for people with a medium hands or even small hands, this controller will be just perfect. The battery on Ultimate 2 is 1000 mAh, which will last up to 20 to 25 hours. And after testing the black version, I can easily say it will go up to 20 hours easily. But it also depends on how bright you'll set up your LED rings. The 8BitDo Ultimate 2 has TMR sticks, which have 1000 Hz pollen rate. I'll show you later in the video during the test segment. Feeling wise, they feel very smooth and responsive, but during my testing I noticed something weird. Even if I set the dead zones in the stick in the app to 0, it still feels that I have a little bit of inner dead zone anyway. These sticks are completely fine for casual gamers, and they may be even fine for professionals, but in my experience it feels like they have some kind of a software curve, but you cannot adjust this curve in the app. So the sticks are gonna feel exactly the same from the box for everyone who uses this controller. I've been playing different games on this controller and I didn't see any problem except for the time when I've been using aim labs, and it felt like I didn't have enough of a micro control in the beginning phase of a moving stick. Also, these sticks have metal rings around them, but it doesn't have internal restriction ring. Don't get me wrong, this sticks feels absolutely amazing, but it may be not the best choice for professional FPS gamers. The sponsor of this video is KeysFan. KeysFan offers cheap and legal OEM software key, which is 100% official and enjoys online activation. They have 24/7 customer service and lifetime after sales. Tens of thousands of users visit KeysFan every day. KeysFan provides 52% off coupon code for Windows Series. The code is D52, it's DEE52, and 62% off coupon code for MS Office and Bundle D62. It's DEE62. They support PayPal and credit card in PayPal payment. All the links are in the description down below. Thanks KeysFan for sponsoring this video. The ABXY buttons are membrane, and I can say there's a little bit of different feel to them compared to the usual black controller, because when I press these buttons on WUCHANG version, it feels like they're a little bit more dampened. So they have probably changed something internally for these buttons. All in all, these buttons feel exactly the same as the usual Xbox Series controller. Some people love them, some people don't. I'm the kind of person who prefers micro switches anyway, but I always have at least one controller with membrane buttons because I like to use them sometimes. And these membrane buttons are one of the best that I've tried. D-pad, D-pad, D-pad. Tons of people were praising this D-pad, calling it one of the best D-pads or maybe the best D-pad that the humanity has ever made. And you know what? I agree. This is easily top 3 D-pads or any controller you can buy. This is a mechanical D-pad with membrane filling, so it has the best from both worlds. And in my opinion, if you want a controller with a D-pad that you want to use for platforming or retro games, this is one of the best options on the market right now. And for people who wonders, I've asked 8BitDo about their new upcoming Pro 3 controller, and they said that D-pad on that controller is exactly the same as an Ultimate 2, so this is a huge win in my opinion. In short, if you want a great D-pad, just buy this controller. Hands down one of the best D-pads I've ever used in my life. Only 4.2% of viewers are subscribed to my channel. 10% is closer and closer. If you like my content, please consider to subscribe. By living in China, I can get controllers earlier than everyone else, so please help my channel to grow bigger, and I'll continue to produce great quality videos for you. Quid pro quo, guys. Thank you. All 6 extra buttons are mechanical and they feel great. In terms of LED, you have 2 rings around the sticks. It has 12 LED lights on both rings, and you can set them however you like in the app. And also you have another LED around the 8BitDo logo, but this one is always white. Also there is another LED here which will blink when you use the turbo mode, and 3 more LEDs between the D-pad and the right stick, which will show you which profile you're currently using. Bumpers on this controller feel good. They're clicky and not too easy to press, and you can also press them at any point on the bumper. These triggers are Hall effect. Triggers feel smooth and dampened, and also you have trigger stops, which will make them short travel micro switch buttons. In terms of extra buttons, you have 2 on top and 2 on the back. The 2 buttons on top are exactly the same feeling as the bumpers, and the back buttons are very well placed and they're easy to press, but for some people it may be too easy to press. It depends on your preference. I would say in terms of shape and placement they are very nice, but in terms of tactile response they are not the best, but still very good. Also on the back you have 2.4 Hz to Bluetooth switch and pins for charging. It can be used wired or wireless on PC and via Bluetooth on Android. Now let's go to my favorite topic, which is extra buttons turbo. And yes, you can set turbo on every button on this controller. And the only problem for me is every time you restart the controller, turbo disappears. But sometimes for some reason it doesn't disappear, it's not consistent. But for setting up the turbo, it's very easy. You just need to hold the button you want to set up the turbo and press the start button. So it's not a big problem and you don't need to open the app every time you want to set up the turbo. Kontrol Freek situation is a little bit weird. You can put PlayStation 4 and 5 Kontrol Freeks and they will fit, but at the same time you can also fit Xbox version Kontrol Freeks, but you'll probably damage your stick and I won't recommend to do that. So just use PS4 and 5 Kontrol Freeks on this controller. Oh, and also this controller has gyro, but you can only use it with the input in Steam, and for that you need to first of all update your controller and then do some kind of shenanigans. I'm not a big fan of gyro, so you can find it by yourself. Polling rate test showed 952 Hz, which confirms that these sticks are indeed 1 kHz polling rate. Stick analyzer showed 640 data points with 621 resolution, which is lower than other controllers I've tested so far. So I've decided to test the WUCHANG edition as well after updating all available software. But the results were the same: 675 data points with 711 resolution. And there is no way to change the resolution of the stick in the app. Every time before testing any controller, I set dead zones of sticks and triggers to 0. And with that in mind, it still has a little bit of a dead zone. It's not something you're gonna notice during the gameplay, but anyway, I have to let you know. Circularity test shows under 10% of error. This result is on par with the first-party controllers, which is okay. I would say everything under 10% of error is just fine. And the D-pad is just phenomenal. Diagonals are easy to hit and there is no false actuation. Sticks have a little bit of a snapback and you cannot adjust this in the app as well. Button latency shows great results. You can pause if needed. Then I went to aim labs, and all I can say about these sticks, they are very consistent. First try 35k, second try 36k, third try 35k again. And I've also tested the WUCHANG version. First try 35k, second try 37k, third try 35k again. Even though I said these sticks have a little bit of an inner dead zone, they still feel absolutely amazing. You just need some time to adapt to them. So I kinda have to eat my words. These sticks are great. Then I proceed to Wreckfest, an Ultimate 2 was good to play a driving game with. I didn't notice any of a trigger dead zone during the gameplay. As I said before, this D-pad is one of the best on the market right now, and the Street Fighter V test confirms my words. Hadoukens and Shoryukens are easy to perform, excellent performance from Ultimate 2. For platforming game this time I've played Ultras. No problems at all. Conclusion time! I can easily recommend this controller for almost everyone, except for maybe professional sweaty FPS players and people with very big hands. Other than that, this controller is absolutely great, and I really love what they did with design on WUCHANG version. This one is my favorite design on Ultimate 2 amongst all of them. It has one of the best, if not the best, D-pad on the market, good TMR sticks, satisfying membrane buttons, clicky bumpers and extra buttons on top, smooth triggers, 2 extra back buttons, very good feeling in hands, and like the only con for this controller I can find is its shape and size. It's not the size of the usual Xbox controller. As you can see, it's smaller and thinner, and also the angle is different, because when you use this controller your hands are in very narrow position. Compared to usual Xbox shape, your hands are a little wider. So if you're okay with the size and the shape of this controller, I can 100% recommend this one for buying. Especially the WUCHANG version, it's simply stunning. So that's an easy recommendation from me. If you like my content, like, comment and subscribe for future videos. And if you want to watch full review on MobaPad Huben 2 or unboxing on upcoming FlyDJ Apex 5, those 2 videos are now on the screen. Adios.